Yo, what is up guys? It is Matt, and in this video I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to help you become a better twins player in 5 minutes or less. The twins are a very unique killer in this game, being the only killer that can be in 2 places at once. Charlotte being a basic M1 killer and Victor having increased movement speed as well as his pounce. Charlotte on her own is very weak, so you want to do a majority of your chases mainly with Victor. If you have Victor on standby, there is no reason you should really be chasing as Charlotte. Victor's pounce can be very tricky to use, as survivors have the ability to kick Victor and temporarily disable him if you miss a pounce. When using Victor's pounce, you travel in a straight line, so survivors are at their weakest whenever they're going through tight pathways, vaulting or going through windows, or going through a doorway, as they have no room to dodge. The best add-ons you can use are Forest Stew and Toy Sword, as these open a lot of more windows for Victor to get free pounces on the survivors. Now, Toy Sword is brown, so it's cheap and plentiful. However, you do have Madeline's Scarf as a budget movement speed add-on if you don't have that many purples. Smart survivors will, however, avoid these scenarios and prevent you from getting a free hit, and will often opt to dodge in an open area with basically no defenses if there is no better option. The key to hitting these survivors in these scenarios is patience. Rather than trying to rush the hit, wait and have your pounce ready and wait for them to dodge in front of you. They can be very tricky to hit when they're moving around, so chasing them usually is not the best option. Now, the survivors are only human, so they can only try to be random for as long as they can until they become repetitive and you learn the movement patterns, making these scenarios almost always a free hit if you're just patient. And the more controversial side of the twins, they are a camping powerhouse, but that's okay because we're killer mains and we don't care. This is the only killer where you have the ability to be in 2 places at once, but you cannot control both at the same time. So, that being said, what else can you do with a character that literally cannot move while you're busy controlling the other? It just makes more sense to leave the idle character next to a generator or a hook, because that way that character is not being useless, they're applying pressure guarding something. Victor literally has a built-in radar. What use is this radar if you're not using Victor to camp something? If you just throw it somewhere in the middle of a map, it's literally going to do nothing. That being said, here is a pro tip. You may notice after hooking someone, you cannot unleash Victor when Charlotte is near the hook. However, if you unleash Victor before hooking the survivor, you can put Victor directly next to the hook and then switch back to Charlotte and hook them. And then you'll have Victor literally touching the hook, acting as a radar, letting you know whenever someone comes into safe. But if the survivors are smart, they will try to dive in and kick Victor before you can get this off. The twins are also a very strong patrol-heavy killer in small areas, as you don't have to spend so much time walking, given that you can be in 2 places at once. So one of the best strategies you can do when playing the twins is to try to establish a 3-gen stack and guard it. If you don't know what a 3-gen stack is, it's basically when you have 3 generators within close proximity to each other. If you can get a hook near these generators as well, being able to camp your last 3 generators as well as a hooked person is very, very strong, because you can basically force a kill, putting them in a very weak position to even deal with a 3-generator stack. So one of the best perks you can run on this killer is Corrupt Intervention, as this will help you secure a 3-gen stack early on into the game. The twins' biggest weakness are survivors who heal constantly, as you want everyone to be injured so you can go for multiple downs with Victor rather than having him latch onto the survivors. Sloppy Butcher is pretty good at making them waste a lot of time healing, which means they aren't doing generators. However, against a very solid team, this does not hold up well, because they will typically stick in pairs and heal instantly. So a lot of pros will go as far as using Force Penance to make the survivors broken even in Dead by Daylight tournaments. Now that's all we have for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will try to reply to all of them. Like and subscribe, please. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. I also live stream on Twitch, so you can stop by and say hi. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.